Having a relationship with God is just like having any other relationship. And when you start to look at the relationship with God from the lens of a romantic relationship, you start to push yourself even more in the times when you don't want to. Because in a romantic relationship, if your partner is distant or just feels as if they're in their own world, they're not really responding much, they just seem off, they seem distant, they seem like they're just going through it. It is not okay to just leave that relationship because they're not giving much, right? There are times in your relationship that you're going to have to give 100% and your partner's going to give 0, right? So when it feels like God is distant, or he's working, or he's just not answering you, he's not talking to you as much as he was, understand you might have to give that 100%, right? Because he's working somewhere else, right? And so many times we think like, I don't want to read my Bible, I don't feel like praying, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. It's not about you wanting to, because in a romantic relationship you cannot get to the point where you just don't want to anymore, so you just give up. You have to continue even when you don't want to, because the times that you don't want to are the most crucial for your relationship. Like if you're getting annoyed or bored with reading the Bible and there's just certain days where you don't want to, those are the days where you need to read it the most. And don't get so caught up in the fact that, I've done this before to where I'm reading and I'm not understanding, especially the times where I don't want to read. Those are the times where the Bible makes no sense to me because of my flesh and my ego doesn't want to read it. It doesn't want to understand it. So it just blocks off any type of knowledge. You have to continue to read. And if that means that you have to read that same page for 30 days because your ego and your flesh have to die, you have to continue to do that. Just in a relationship, if you are going through it to where you feel like your partner's distant, or you feel like there's just some tension, or you feel like things aren't going right, you're in a mood, you cannot just give up just because you feel like it. You have to continue to try. A relationship is not easy. It's going to be a two-way street. It's not just going to be when God is talking to you. It's not just going to be when your partner is talking to you. Sometimes your partner is going to go through it. Sometimes your partner is going to be distant. Sometimes they're going to be in their own world. They're going to be working separately from you, right? They're going to feel distant. And you have to continue to push through in that relationship. You have to pick up their side of that, relationship, even when they can't, right? Pick up their cross when they can. So when God cannot pick up your cross with you, when he cannot help you pick up your cross, you have to learn to have the strength to pick it up yourself, right? You have to learn to pick it up yourself, because it is a two-way street. If he's saying you read your Bible every single day, it does not matter if you don't understand it. You think God's not going to make you read it over at some point in your life? He's not just going to make you read it once and then you're done with the Bible. No. You're going to read the Bible for the rest of your life. So if you don't understand it right now, don't focus on that. Especially if you're going through a lot of spiritual warfare. He just wants you to read. Read out loud. Say the words. When you speak the words of the Bible, you're speaking life. You're speaking truth. It doesn't matter if you understand it. You're speaking truth and life out of your mouth. Continue to read it. Continue to pray even when you don't want to. Those are still prayers. Those are the ones that work the most, because it's more effort, right? And I seen this thing that, no, it's in the Bible actually. I'm not sure exactly the words of it, but it basically says that somebody that gives, let's just say I have $10,000 and then somebody else has $100,000. If that person gives 10,000 and I give 10,000, my effort is way better than theirs because I gave everything I had. They gave 10% of what they had. So I'm going to have more favor to God because I gave everything I had. That is the same type of thing when it comes to praying and it comes to reading your Bible. God is going to take that in and appreciate that way more because you didn't even want to. The times when you didn't want to are the most crucial, because that's when you're being attacked. That's when your flesh wants to continue to live your life the way it wants to. When your flesh wants to take on and take control of your life. Those are the times when you need to tell your flesh to die, and you need to continue to push past that and continue to let your soul live. I don't know who needs to hear that, but again, a relationship with God is just like any other relationship. It takes work. And the times when it feels the most hard, continue to keep going. And then we make excuses like, I just don't like reading. I don't read. I'm not the type of person that reads. But then we go on social media and we're reading comments for hours. We're reading paragraphs that people are writing on social media for hours. But you don't like reading? No, it's your flesh that doesn't like reading truth. That's what it is. You have to kill your flesh. In order to kill your flesh, you have to read when you don't want to. So again, I don't need to hear that. Take that back to God, pray on it, and have a good day.